Hello, welcome to another Gundam Operation 2 video. That is the Qubeley, and I got a match here for you on the Impact Site A side, and I'll be using the Qubeley Level 2, which is the 700 Qubeley. And for those who remember the terrible reign of the Qubeley when it first came out, the Qubeley was not a bad suit obviously when it came out. It was very destructive. I believe the devs themselves said that it hindered every other suit that would come out at that cost or around that cost. Like back then, we had suits that would have level 2s during the banners. Example for that would be like the Tristan when it came out was at 600. Then they had a level 2 at 650. Suits like that would just come in and they would just get mollywopped by the Qubeley. And yeah, they did nerf it, and they gave it. I know it had the level 3 shoulder buffers back then. They nerfed that to level 2, and a lot of people were wondering, hey man, can we get that back? Obviously 650 has grown a lot more since then, and obviously 700 is just nowhere for the old Qubeley to be at. And yeah, they decided to buff this suit, and yeah, it was funny. This is not going to be a buffed or scuffed. I just wanted to showcase this match because this is my first time playing the Qubeley level 2, and it actually first time playing the buffed Qubeley Mark 2 or Mark 2, Jesus Christ, level 2. And yeah, this match started off very different. If you guys noticed at the beginning of the match here, whenever I noticed that the team was actually going straight for B side, or at least half the team, I kind of paused, like, wait a minute, are they doing what I think they're doing? And for those who have played clan match, you guys would know that in the clan matches, or at least the strategy for Impact side, is for whoever's on A side to rush the D point on B side immediately. That way you can prevent people from trying to camp up on that point. Obviously stop a support, because obviously the support's probably not going to be on the opposite side of that hill, facing towards C. And yeah, once I noticed that, I jumped right in, and yeah, we quickly eliminated the people that were up on that point, and it looks like the enemy team is also not playing how people would typically play B-side. It could usually be like the entire team, right? But no, they decided to, they're going to be very aggressive once they spawn back in. Also, we're trying to deal with this Phoenix, and the entire time he kept either clashing or using his some kind of invulnerability or another to avoid getting followed up on. But yeah, we managed to kill him, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and push forward. And yeah, the Qubeley had massive buffs to it. Specifically, they brought back the shoulder buffs. They also did a lot of stuff for the level 2 version of the suit. And just real quick, I know this is not buffed or scuffed, but looking at the win rate here, the win rate at 650 for a typical general was 49.4. This suit still had a 48.6. It was just barely there. And in terms of damage, the average damage was 70,000. This suit had a 71,000, so it was still capable of doing something. They just need that little push, right? And obviously at 700, also at 750. At 700, it took a big dip where it was 50.5 for the average win rate for generals. This suit had a 45.2, and yeah, the average damage was 85,000, and this suit dropped all the way down to 69,000. So yeah, it definitely needed some help for these costs nowadays. And yeah, they gave it a lot of stuff. They gave it more stun accumulation, stagger accumulation on the primary weapon, so that way in case you're fighting a suit with maneuver armor, you can combo into something else you have to increase stagger, like the follow funnels, which I like to call the ones that follow you around. That way you can combo into that. They also increase the stun accumulation on your regular funnels, and increase the lock-on range as well, so they can actually shoot farther, which is something I actually really appreciate. And because obviously the suit has kind of taken a back seat to kind of more of a mid-range role as people start to play it. And one of the big things they gave this was they gave it Psychomu System Resonance H, which obviously stands for Haman. And what this does is if you are at, I believe, 30% health, obviously you'll get some kind of Psychomu buff activated. And what this does is you'll take you'll take less damage from range damage. You'll take less range damage overall, and you can also boost and use your funnel or use your lock-on funnels at the same time. This makes the suit incredibly tanky, especially since they gave it back the level 3 shoulder buffers. And yeah, this suit, if you've watched people who actually have been playing the Qubeley for a while now, this suit can survive quite a lot of damage. It is insane. Now, obviously, like I said, I am out of practice with the Qubeley. I have not played this suit for a good bit, so obviously I'm not going to be doing not nearly as much cool shit as all the other people that have played Qubeley. You know, or I've kept up with it. You know, I've been playing a lot of the other shits like Gustav Karl, or I like playing the Yo a lot too. So I've been playing a lot of the Yo since that got buffed. But yeah, the Qubeley seems like a pretty great suit for people that like to play a little bit more mid range and all that good stuff. You know, I think around this part, maybe it already passed, but it definitely shows how much I'm out of practice when I don't even remember how far the downswing for the Qubeley's beam sabers go for. Like, I think I end up walking up to somebody doing downswing and just missing flat out, just terribly missing. Like, and I'm not used to using the primary weapon on this suit. You know, I'm not used to the fire speed of anything. And I think around this point, I keep getting hit by somebody. Yeah, there's Stein in the background. I think somebody else is poking me, and I just fumbled all my weapon switches. Like, I'm not doing too well, but our team is actually doing pretty well, and the enemy team is also not too shabby either. And I really thought this match was really fun to play, even if I wasn't doing too amazingly. I think it's still good to point out a good match like this where the team is doing excellent, and for once, Impact Side did not feel like a complete chore to play. Like I said, one of the things. It's one of the reasons why I hate playing B-side is that on D point, on B-side, people will just hug that mountain for just, even if it's disadvantage to them, if they're like a melee-oriented suit, they'll continue hugging that mountain. And A-side, the way to go is to everybody to just, or mostly everybody, to just rush that point from the top of A there, on A-side. And yeah, if your team's is super aggressive, the enemy team will just get bodied because they're still trying to play around that point. That's how mostly people play around that, right? They try to play around the mountain, and if you're not trying to play around the mountain, yeah, you can just bitch them out pretty much. But yeah, as we said, and the enemy team is pretty good as well, so they quickly took over the points that we were attempting to capture from them, right? They took everything. We're back at base, and somebody went to go bomb plant, and that kept us within the mount to win here, because you can see we're pretty close right now. 15,000 to 15,000, 800 to 400. Well, now we're at 16,000. Last minute of the match, and it's going to be a very close one. I'm just trying to see if I can get some more poking damage here, because Qubeley can do, of course, having two different kinds of funnels to lock on with, and having a third funnel that can follow you around for lock-ons, or not lock-ons, for more poking damage. Be pretty good, you know, if my team is getting very aggressive, I can follow up and just help them as much as I can with extra damage. Because the Qubeley still has some pretty good damage output. I believe the build I have for this suit, I finally unlocked, I believe I max enhanced it. So now my damage output is at 85. Meanwhile, my my defenses are nearly maxed. My beam defense is maxed out, and my melee resistance, I believe, is like at 40 something. So yeah, I'm tanking a whole lot. And especially when it comes to range damage. Like, again, it's not just beam or just ballistic. All kinds of range damage you'll take less damage from using that Psychomu resonance skill. And yeah, you can last a while. But hey, mission completed, and we'll see what we got going on here. Also just noticed we have both an Easy Z and a regular double Zeta. It's pretty funny. And hey, top individual, 5,600. Gonna praise the Unicorn. I believe our support, he did pretty well as well. And hey, second place, 6 and 2. Was not expecting the second place, but yeah, I think pretty sure the Unicorn was helping out. Well, I don't want to say exactly carrying the team, but our team was following what he was doing. It seemed like he knew what he was doing. Again, that first part of the match, I was taken completely off guard because our team was doing that strat that you would see in clan matches. So yeah, I was like, ooh, and I was giddy with excitement to go follow these guys and actually like play an actual match for once on Impact Site. And again, felt very fun. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And you know, type up in the comment section how you feel about the Qubeley. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And yeah, I mean, I haven't played the Qubeley in forever, but it seems like just from me playing that match, it seems like it's certainly very much buffed. I mean, they brought back stuff that people wanted for the suit, like the shoulder buffers are back, and they gave it a new skill where it can tank a whole lot of damage with that Psychomu skill, right? So if you guys really enjoyed playing the Qubeley back then, and maybe you still do now, well, I say now, like before the buff, then yeah, certainly get right back into it. You can do some pretty good mid-ranging with that suit, and obviously, you know, when that side combo happens, you can start just boosting, using your funnels, going straight into other stuff going on, right? Like, it can be pretty exciting, you know, and it just adds back into what I was saying about 700 in general, where 700 has now become a lot more fun to play, where previously it was just very monotonous, very boring, because it'd just be just the unicorn units for the most part. Yeah, I mean, never now and then you get a Stein or a Sazabi? Sinanju, there we go. But yeah, ever since these buffs, and not even just this month's set of buffs, but the previous ones, like I mentioned with the O is a lot better to play now, and so are a bunch of other suits. The Mark V, almost said the Jesta Team B sniper. No, that still needs a buff. I mean, the Sazabi, yeah, the Sazabi is a lot better now. A lot better. That's another suit I have to try here in a second. Here in a little bit. Who knows? Maybe I'll be playing it right now. But yeah, that'll be it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.